Question 4, page 218. Listen to a passage on the same topic in a psychology class.
I'd like to make a couple of points now about nonverbal communication. First, nonverbal communication does not require intent. One can communicate nonverbally without intending to do so. Think about a student who's feeling bored listening to a professor drone on and on. The student might not want to make his or her boredom clear to the professor, might not want to offend the professor, but perhaps the student's boredom is clear to anyone who looks at him or her. Another point I'd like to make is that nonverbal communication doesn't take place automatically simply because one person has tried to communicate nonverbally. If one person makes a certain gesture or expression, for example, but no one understands it, then no communication has taken place. There is communication only if the gesture or expression is understood. Okay, let me give you a specific example. If you've ever spent any time in Brazil, you may have noticed how many different gestures they have. During my first few months there, people would gesture while they were speaking to communicate other ideas along with their words. It took me a while before I even noticed that these gestures were being made. But because I had no familiarity with the gestures they were using, I didn't know they were attempting to communicate ideas beyond just their words. It wasn't until I had been there for some time and began to ask about the gestures that I started to understand. I realized that I had been missing parts of conversations simply because I wasn't understanding the meaning of gestures or even aware that they were deliberate attempts to convey additional meaning.
Explain how the examples of nonverbal communication given by the professor illustrate limitations of this type of communication.